What is up, everybody? How are you all doing today? No surprise, I have a new piece of music gear, but this one's crazy. I bet none of you saw this coming. This is really gonna shake the game up. Your boy has purchased his very first analog synth. I can't even tell you how excited I am. I've had this for a few days now, and I have just been playing with it and messing around with it non-stop. I really like just plugging my headphones straight into it and seeing what I can come up with. Funny enough, I've actually been wanting to get a hardware synthesizer for probably the entire time that I've been making music. When I was doing a lot more computer-based, like electronic-ish style music, I was really close to pulling the trigger on getting a synth. That probably would have totally changed the whole course of my music making career, but I feel like now is really the perfect time for me to get an actual synth. This particular synth is the Korg Minilogue. I bought this thing for 170 bucks, which I think is a pretty solid deal. The dude that I bought it from was really cool. He actually said he watches the channel, so shout out to you, Sam. But yeah, that's enough talking. Let me just show you what this thing can do. So in order to power it on, you press this little button here, and then you can actually do this. You can play Pong. If anything, it's worth it just for that. So the Korg Minilogue is a 4-voice polyphonic analog synthesizer. Polyphonic means that it can play multiple notes at once, specifically 4, because 4 voices. It's a very standard, very simple, and easy to use synth. That's why a lot of people recommend it as your first synthesizer. I'm just gonna load up a basic initialized preset. When you look at the majority of synths, it's kind of like a left to right workflow. So if we start over here, we can change what kind of waveform we want. We can also change the octave of it as well. You can change the fine pitch of the oscillator. This section here is basically a mixer for the oscillators and allows you to blend in noise as well. You can think of the cutoff knob as basically just like a low pass filter. The resonance is basically like a little peak in the EQ, and you can just adjust where that peak is. And you can get some very strange, weird sounds with that. Really, the most important part in the actual creation of sounds is envelopes. EG stands for envelope generator. The amplitude one basically just controls the volume of the actual sound, so if we bring the attack up, it'll swell in. But if we bring it way down, it'll be very plucky. If we bring the release up, it will last a lot longer. Decay and sustain basically just control the volume level that it goes to when you're holding down a chord. And then the envelope generator basically controls an envelope for whatever other thing you want it to be attributed to. So sometimes people will modulate like filters and assign it to the LFO and just different kind of stuff like that. That's a whole other thing that I'm trying to wrap my head around. So for now, I'm just making basic little... But, you know, I'll get there eventually. Another really cool thing about the synth is that it has a built-in delay. You can choose whether you want it to be post-filter or pre-filter. You can also do some cool self-oscillating stuff as well if you turn the feedback all the way up. Obviously, lots of weird stuff you can do. Also, with each preset, you can choose what voice mode you want it to be. So you can have them play a chord. You can arpeggiate them, which is one of my favorite things to do. One of the coolest features, in my opinion, is that there's a sequencer. So it's a 16-step sequencer. If you click on this right here, and then choose 1 through 8, and start clicking away. Once you have your notes sequenced, you can play. And it'll play that sequence that you created. The speed at which it plays can be adjusted by the tempo knob over here. This preset right here, what I did is I programmed a sequence on here because when you save a preset, it also saves the sequence information. To me, that sounds really awesome, and I think that is what we're going to use to make a song today. So all you have to do is go from your output into your interface, and what we're going to do is record that sequence of ours. Okay, now that we have that, what I want to do is actually record some 12-string over this. When I made this patch, I was just kind of fiddling around with doing some chords, and I thought this sounded really good over it. Okay, well, it's totally out of tune, but you get the idea. Now we're just gonna record a little thingy. I didn't want to just start recording a billion guitar layers, but they're just flowing. They're just coming to me, man. Okay, let's hold off on guitar for now, because I want to try to synth this track up. I want to try to get it all synthy. we got a pretty cool sound here. I know, it's not some novel sound that I've created, but I think it just goes really well with the track. And that's the nice thing about having a synth, is that you can just create whatever sounds fit best with your track from scratch. Any sound that you can think up is at your disposal. Let's record this. Alright, let's make another sound. We're getting some cool sounds up in here. Okay, we recorded a decent amount of synth layers, so I think for now it's guitar time. Nice. That wasn't recording. I think we're good on guitar for right now. I don't want to record too much stuff because we still need drums on this thing. We're just gonna put you right here instead. That's alright. Okay, now we do the mixing. Now is the time for recording bass guitar. That is what we shall do. Okay, I honestly just think that shaker is probably the last thing we need to do. Okay guys, I thought this would be a good idea, a good space-saving measure. It just makes them really hard to get to, so what I think I'm gonna do is try to do some workaround where the guitars go here, and maybe the amp goes underneath the keyboard, or something like that. I don't really know, but whatever's going on here, we've got to change that. Okay guys, so I think that is pretty much going to do it for me in this video here today. I'm so unbelievably excited and happy about this thing. This is kind of another one of these dream come true items that I've wanted for so long, and I've kind of just never been able to justify spending like $300, $400, $500 on a synth before. So I was really happy to find this one for a really good deal, and I just totally love it so much. So yeah, thank you all for watching and for everything you guys do. You guys are the best, seriously. Stay safe out there, and I will see you all in the next video.